outsiders who've been here? Nah, except you.
Other than me, I mean. Spot any merchants around? I was hoping to do some business here.
Last time we had merchants in Tuco was about 2 weeks ago, I think. Things have been getting rough lately. And with desert bandits running wild, no traders in the Ratman would come here. Take my advice, you'd best give up on that idea.
Give me a break. Stop babbling with your rotten memory.
Don't listen to this old fool newcomer. Just 2 days ago, there was a passing merchant who made a stop in our town. Someone with a huge backpack. I don't recognize this guy. This guy could also just be a rando as well, but he might be the pottery guy that's also the chef guy. I don't remember how his voice sounds. He just showed up out of nowhere late at night. Lucky for him, he found our little backwater. Otherwise, the white sandstorms would have eaten him alive that night.
I see. Do you know where he is now? I'd love to pick his brain about what sells well in White Sands.
Now? Think he's gone already? Not sure. Why don't you check up on the motel he stayed at? Oh, that guy. He's gone. Only stayed one night at Mira, then took off at dawn toward eastern White Sands with all his bags. Thought myself when I got up to feed my horses. Hey, I'll have 2 lizard skewers. Extra spice and make sure it's the leg meat. Coming right up. Hey, newcomer. Wanna give it a try? You'll love my secret spice blend. Oh, you'll love it. You'll find lizard meat this tasty anywhere else. I thought the place was barely alive, honestly. We barely got to see many people in the town. It's nice to know that there really were way more people than we ever got to meet.
I'm sorry. I didn't notice you were behind me. Are you alright? No, it's fine. I was walking too fast and didn't see you either. These are for making juice. Thank goodness they didn't get crushed. Nothing's more refreshing than prickly pear juice in the desert. Oh, and thank you so much for your help. No worries. It's because of me you dropped them anyway. You are not a local, are you? Coming from outside? Or perhaps from this city? If you're not in a hurry, how about drop by my place later? It's over there not very far. Take a seat and have a glass of cactus pick-me-up. All on me, as thanks for your help today. I bet you'll like it.
Stop chatting up the young lady. Come here, your lizard skewers are hot as hell.
Thanks, how much?
Wow, we just paid it properly. Didn't even bother haggling. We definitely got scammed and didn't even realize it. That's just how Tuco Town is after all. Then again, they're probably the only place in the world that sells lizards, so I mean, who's to say what price they could give is fair or not, other than they themselves? Semantics. Hey, Chapter 5 OST.
Daddy,
Is that the fucking kid from Chapter 5? They're using as a silhouette, that's hilarious. This is also a Chapter 5 character they're using the silhouette of, by the way. I recognize all the silhouettes. Whoa there, big guy. Getting heavier, aren't ya? Tell me all about your day. Hey, you still asking around? Look, you can't rush it when it comes to searching for someone. Why not try again tomorrow? And it's getting late. Why not spend the night in town? Looks like we're in for some strong winds tonight. Would it be safe to travel? Right over there, there's the only motel in town. Want me to show you the way?
that's too kind of you, but I think I can find it on my own. Thanks for that.
Alright then, take care. We should head home too. Come on, son, say goodbye. Nope, I have a feeling our smuggler's right under our nose.
Good evening. To stay or to... hey, it's you again.
Oops, I forgot to do my Australian Aussie accent.
You're... Mira, the owner of this motel. Yes, that's me. Looks like the others have already told you about me. Oh dear, I hope they didn't ruin my image.
Since Mira does have an accent, that's how the voice directors told her to do things.
Is there anything I can help you with? Or did you just come by for that cactus pick-me-up I promised you? Sure thing, I always keep my word. I'd like to stay for the night. Do you have any rooms available? Of course, all clean and ready. I can show you your room whenever you'd like. Though I guess you probably haven't had dinner yet, haven't you? I happen to have cooked a bit more food than I can eat today. If you don't mind, we could dine together. Thank you. I'd love it too if you don't mind. Not at all. This is just part of my job as the host. I simply never allow tired guests to go bye-bye on an empty stomach in my place.
Oh my god, she does this with everyone and everyone falls for it. I'm personally not the type of person to look a gift horse in the mouth. Then again, usually I never follow through with my suspicions just cause it's hard. So I guess I don't look at a gift horse in its mouth.
No worries, I'll do it. As my guests, your only job is to relax and enjoy. What are you waiting for? Dig in. The food tastes better before it gets cold.
That's what they all say. I could care less, honestly. Unless it's hot noodle or something like ice cream, the temperature's not something I care about.
The desert lamb chop is my specialty. What do you think? You cook so well, especially the lamb. I've never tasted anything like that before. It's really good. You think so? I'm so glad. Please help yourself to more. My motel may not be much, but there's always plenty of food to go around. I was worried they might taste too foreign to you. The cuisine in this city is quite different from what we have here after all. You seem to know a lot about this city. Have you been there? I wouldn't say I know much. In fact, I've never even left Tuco. It's just that I've had quite a few guests from this city over the years, so I've picked up bits and pieces here and there. You've been running this place for years. You seem quite young. I grew up here. It originally belonged to my parents, that's why I lie. They're not in good health these days, so I've taken over. I see.
Well, for what it's worth, I don't think this place gets a lot of guests since visitors are few and far between. It's a what you call it, close community.
Alright, enough about me. Let's talk about you. When we met earlier, you seemed to be looking for someone. Did you find them? No, he seems already left from Tuco. Before that, he probably had spent the night here at your motel. Maybe since we're the only motel in town, all outsiders looking for accommodation end up here. When did he arrive here, you said? 2 days ago, I believe. 2 days ago? Ah, I remember that. Honestly, I was almost startled. He just came out of nowhere, pounding on the door in the middle of the night. His hand he shook up from his clothes and boots piles up a small dune even. He only stayed for 2 or 3 hours, then insisted on checking out before dawn. I wonder if he got any rest at all. I see. Did he mention anything when he checked in? Like his name, why he's here, where he was headed? Well, I'm not sure about any of that. I let him in and offered him some late-night snacks, but he snapped at me, telling me to keep my mouth shut. Then he went to his room, no word until he left. The strange one. Damn it. Looks like there's no way to retrieve my stuff in time. The crafty thief is going to slip away again. Oh, so the person you're looking for is actually a thief. Did he steal from you?
You could say that.
And it's not the first time either. So that's why. Found it odd how he kept clutching his bag like his life depended on it. Kept looking around like he was always on alert. If only I had known about this earlier, I would have done everything I could to stop him from running away. White Sands is crawling with outlaws these days. Rampaging here, they'd even kill a person over some loose change, let alone something as valuable as hypercubes. I never said it was hypercubes. Oh, it's not hypercubes that you've lost? I was just taking a wild guess. You've been searching desperately for so long. It has to be something incredibly important. After all, nothing seems more valuable than hypercubes for you this city folks. Sorry, I was just trying to sound smart.
Yeah, I'm guessing. It's your first guess is probably on point. Nope. We don't know it yet, but everyone in Tuco knows everyone.
Oh, don't worry about it. It's nothing. Right, so you know this guy. How did he manage to steal from you so many times? Rest well, my dear guest. Have a good night.
Really, we start with the plants.
Are these wines kept here by those townspeople?
Were they all in cahoots? Is this entire town a hypercube smuggling waypoint? And they deliberately led me here too. Ugh. Really important to know, but does this take place before or after Hela visits this place?
Could this be one of those direction markers used in White Sands?
Why are we talking out loud to ourselves? I know it's fiction and this is just how you convey stories. Sometimes. But come on. They can do better. I fucking hate this image. It shows up way too much whenever the devs don't have any actual background to use. I don't think a knife can... That was one flimsy phone. Or telecommunications device or whatever the fuck they insist on calling it. Watch out!
Mira, you're a sinner. What is all of this about? No time for questions now. I'll explain later. Right now, just stay close to me. Also, this image, it's a little dark, but it's from Toy Box Terror. Wanna note factory, more than satisfactory. Where are you taking me? Just know I'm trying to save you. If you had stayed there, we'll be safe once we're through this door. Hurry, I don't want anything to happen to you. Let go of me first. Thanks for saving me back there, but unless I'm mistaken, you and your motel are in cahoots with that smuggler, aren't you? And it's not just you. The whole town of Tuco's in on it. This whole place is a hypercube smuggling waypoint. No, that's not true. We would never stoop to colluding with smugglers. That man is just our prey. Just like you. Keeping going. Since I'm your prey, are you trying to hug me for yourself? How many times have we gotten ourselves a broken phone, I wonder, by now? There's plenty of on-screen times where our phone just fucking breaks. You're partly right, yes. The entire town of Tuco is in on it. The busy crowds you saw during the day were just an illusion we created in disguise. But we're no smugglers. We're just... so the kid was probably just Timmy? Putting on an act. Working together to lure those smugglers and racketeers to get our survival necessities. Right, we're a bunch of criminals. Robbing criminals as you. And of course, sometimes the loots include hypercubes. Where's the smuggler now? The smuggler? We've gotten rid of him, of course. If things are what you said, those people trying to catch me outside must be your accomplices. Why save me then? Wouldn't it be easier to just let them in? Answer my first question. Are you trying to keep me for yourself? Or have you set special traps for certain prey? When you saved me, you used your special power. You wanted me to know you're a sinner, didn't you? I thought you were another smuggler in the first place, going after the previous one's hypercubes. I was going to follow the plan with everyone else and get rid of you. While you were downstairs, I searched your room and found this. That's when I changed my mind. Whoops. So you're that MBCC's chief, I guess. I've heard of that place. Some facility in this city whose mission is to detain and manage sinners. I feel like my accent is getting thicker and thicker for Mira. I'd like to make a deal with you. I know you have the power to make it happen. Alright, so this is definitely after Hella already showed up. Hella never told Art
told our name to Mira. Only Corin. But undoubtedly, Hella has brought up the MBCC plenty enough times during the course of the event.
I'll help you escape from here and no one's gonna find out. In exchange, I need you to promise me one thing. I can't fully trust you. Yeah, I know that. But I really need your help. I swear I won't do anything to harm you. Would you at least come with me? I'll show you I mean my promise. Whether you decide to help me or not, that's completely up to you then.
Very well. We can fight back for the most part if it still happens to be a trap, but it's likely not going to be. At this point, this is from chapter 1. This brings back old memories. This was the same background used during the Maiden with Ted and stuff. First arc, the initial arc.
What?
Oh, are those your parents?
I know that I'm nothing more than a cunning con woman in your eyes. But please, just this once, you have to believe me. They need better treatment and medical equipment. You're my last hope. I can't lose them.
Bruh.
Daddy, I found a mistake in the ledger. It should be 8 and not 7 here. My calculation is correct.
Let me see. Oh, you're indeed right. So clever, my little lady. Looks like I can hand over the motel to you and enjoy an early retirement.
Me, Daddy, and Mira kill Mira.
Oh my, well then, would my genius lady like to guess what I got for her birthday?
Wow, a new dress. How pretty is this bow?
It is pretty, isn't it? And it's breathable, right?
Or she will get heat rash if walking in the desert wearing this.
Did you buy it with some secret savings, hun? What? No, honey. The guest last night was a clothing merchant from this city. I simply gave her half off of the rate and didn't spend a single penny. Come on, dear, don't worry about money. Our motel's doing just fine. Mira's happiness is what matters most.
I've lived in this motel with my parents in Tuco since I was born. It's really just a tiny motel.
Wow, surprisingly, the thing about her parents was indeed not a lie. Color me surprised.
But for little me, it was just perfect. Small door and windows kept all the bad things outside. While under our narrow roof, travelers from everywhere became my temporary family. During the day, time always flew by at the motel in a flurry of activity. Mom would cook and clean the rooms while Dad would greet guests and tend to their needs.
Buenas, traveler. That's quite some heavy luggage you've got there. Please let me take those. Go rest in your room. No worries about a thing as our guest. Your only job is to relax and enjoy.
Oh, have you had lunch yet? I'm just cooking for my husband and daughter. Why don't you join us? No trouble at all, really. The pleasure is ours.
I guess her servicing skills were directly taken from her parents.
That's how they were. Tending to every desert traveler going in and out of town with scrupulous care and heartfelt sincerity. Dad always told me it's the host's job to make every guest feel at home. That's how I've run things since then, always keeping his words close to my heart. At night, when 3/4 of our world is covered by the starlit sky, we'll gather with our guests on the remaining quarter of desert sand, dancing and singing around the bonfire. Our small town had its share of peculiar neighbors, but they were all good people. Some they'd also play house like we kids do. And when it was done, a party would be thrown in the town square. I didn't quite understand what they're doing. I always had fun then. I loved our motel. I loved mom and dad and my life with the townspeople then. And one day the desert's starry sky began to lose its clarity. A sandstorm. Winds grew stronger and sandstorms became more frequent. Armed raiders would storm into town, looting everything in sight. The slightest hint of trouble, my parents would lock the motel's door terrified. The desert bandits smashed our windows again. There wasn't much left in those storage anyway. Let them take what they want, but if this continues soon, we won't be able to survive in this town. We can't stay here any longer. Even if we could endure this, I won't let Mira suffer like this. We've saved enough money. We'll find a way out of Tuco, whatever it takes. Alright, I'll start asking around. Mira? When did you come in? Oh, come here and try on these clothes I just mended. The hem's too short. Haven't you grown taller again? My Mira just grows so fast. I'll fix this, sweetheart. Soon we'll be able to get you beautiful new clothes. It's okay, Mommy. I don't like clothes from the sellers anyway. I love the ones you made for me. I'll eat less. That way I won't grow up so fast and Mommy won't have to keep fixing my clothes. Why did Mom suddenly hug me and say sorry? This question was too hard for my younger self. Back then, I just thought I said something wrong and made Mom cry. I felt so bad and cried with her. Interesting. You got all the money with you? That's plenty of hands to grease along the way. Don't count on me if you're short on cash. Yes. Please, gentlemen, lead the way. Daddy, where are we going? Are we leaving our motel? No, Mira, we're not leaving it. We're just going somewhere else. There won't be any sandstorms there. We won't have to worry about the bad people. We can open another motel. Sweet girl, we're going to this city. Really? But these people look so mean and they keep us locked up in here. We just have to wait here while they get our papers done. We'll be on our way again soon. That broke loser isn't even worth our time. Should have known Tuco folks were all penniless. Hey, can't you find some rich marks to scam next time? My crap, rich people aren't that stupid to fall for your silly fairy tale. We already paid them. Why won't they let us go? Daddy, Mommy, I'm so hungry. I'm scared. I want to go home. Everything will be alright, Mira. Don't be scared. We can go out soon. Everything is good. Mira, wake up. Mommy, can we leave now? Yes, we can leave now, sweetheart. Here's some water. Tie it to yourself. Don't drink it all at once, remember? Listen carefully, Mira. Once you get out of here, follow the moon and keep walking. Don't ever stop. Just me alone? No, I don't want to. Why aren't you coming with me? Because you walk slower than us, Mira. So you need to start first. You walk much faster, and we'll catch up to you soon. Very soon. Hey, you there! What's going on? Run, Mira! Run! Don't look back! Just keep running! We'll catch up to you soon.
Usually the backstories reserved for the end of the interrogation. But this is pretty weird, I gotta say. After all the lies and the deceptions and all the conflict, we finally find out everything that's plaguing them and we do our best to try to make it up to them and stuff. That's how the usual interrogations go. Huh? How come a child's lying there? Mira, is that you, Mira? Why are you out here alone? Where are your parents? Hey, Mira, can you hear me? Damn it! Help! Anyone! As my consciousness slipped away, I heard the Tuco folks' cries, but still, no sign of the ones who promised to catch up to me. I was lucky. The awakening of my sinner power pulled me back from death's door. By the time I woke up and begged the townsfolk to help save my parents, those desert bandits posing as the city merchants had vanished without a trace. Mom and Dad, their bodies were covered in wounds, cast aside by those bastards like trash. The town's doctor said they had missed the best timing for treatment and might never wake up again. The deal you want to make with me, is it about your parents? Yes. As you can see, their condition is critical. They are barely clinging to life, depending entirely on the IV and the life support machines. But the medications and equipment maintenance cost a fortune, far more than my motel can sustain. And with Tuco constantly running with sudden desert bandit raids and disasters, I cannot. They joined the other Tuco folks in their scheme, scamming money out of travelers and even killing them when necessary. I never wanted to do this, but I had no other choice. My parents are still here in this town, their lives in the townsfolk's hands. I had no choice but to oblige them to lie and steal. Sometimes I dream of Mom and Dad waking up. That would mean they'd know everything I've done, and that terrifies me. I don't know how I can ever face them, but I'm truly grateful to have met you. You've given me hope of escaping this nightmare. I can help you escape. You can have all the hypercubes we took from that smuggler. I know where they hid it. And if that's not enough, I'll surrender myself to the MBCC. But in return, I beg you, please, once you're safe, come back here and take my parents to this city for treatment. This is truly their last chance. Okay. You have my word, Mira. I'll help you and take your parents to this city. Really? Thank goodness, Chief. I am deeply grateful. Whoops, what the heck? But rushing out recklessly isn't our best option. I've already sent an SOS to the FAC crew stationed nearby. It would be safer to wait here in the basement until they arrive. I see. You've thought this through, but there's still something concerning. What is it? According to the original plan, I should have already gotten rid of you by now and rejoined the others. I'm worried they'll soon realize something's wrong and come look for us. Where is she? Where's Mira? Where did she go? Don't tell me that girl ran off with the lamb. That can't be. We have eyes everywhere. Not even a rat can slip out of town without us knowing. Search more thoroughly. If they're not in the motel, they're somewhere in town. Alright, you lot guard the entrance. The rest of you follow me into the motel. Chief,
They're already here. If we don't go now, we'll never get another chance.
Oh boy, we're still in on it actually.
There's no other way. Mira, get us out of here. Here, give me your hand. Now to get away from Tuco, all we need to do is run into the desert. Have we got anyone waiting for you out there?
Found them! There they are! And they've got the hypercubes! Stop them! Don't let them get away!
This way, run!
Hell yeah, chapter 1. Battle music. Too bad we can only have we can't ever hear these in any other context other than stories nowadays. They're right ahead of us! Don't let them escape! We must get those hypercubes back!
Chief, look out! Ah! Hang in there! We can't give up here! Hey, you. You should just leave me here. I can't drag you into this. Don't talk. You're not dragging me into this, and I'm not breaking my promise.
Chief's location confirmed. I repeat, Chief's location confirmed. Hostile targets detected. Initiate defensive formation and ensure Chief's safety. Fuck! Cops! Shit! Cops! Scatter, idiots! Get the hell back now! FAC White Sands Operations Squad reporting in. We apologize for our late arrival, Chief. Your orders, please.
Chief, don't forget.
I'm with you in the dark. Sorry.
The hypercubes have been retrieved. Mission accomplished. Our current priorities are to transport the hypercubes to the disaster area and tend to the wounded. Our targets know White Sands better than we do, and we can't hold out long in this sandstorm. Retreat for now and return to Tuco for the arrest later.
Yep, they've moved.
Search the area. See if they left any clues when they evacuated.
Chief, we found something. Oh boy.
Oh my, I got so caught up that I lost track of time. Is it already time for our appointment?
Look at her, she's so chill.
I apologize for asking you to do this before your wounds have healed. However, I need your help to clear some doubts about the recent smuggling case. Don't worry about it. I wasn't that badly injured. Consider me almost fully recovered after the past few days of rest. So what would you like to know from me?
Here it comes.
As I promised you before while you were recuperating here, we returned to Tuco and brought your parents to this city. They've been admitted to the hospital for specialized treatment.
I thought Tuco disappeared. After initial diagnosis, the doctors believe there's a possibility for recovery.
Really? It's wonderful! When the others at the bureau told me this, I couldn't quite believe it. Hearing it from you puts my mind at ease. Chief, you indeed deserve my trust. I'm glad I placed my bet on you. Sounds like you've really settled in. Getting along well with everyone. Oh yeah, it's really just because everyone here is so kind and helpful. It's not like me doing anything special. Besides your parents, we also brought back that smuggling suspect. Despite a head injury, he was lucid enough to confess to smuggling hypercubes alone, with all the details matching up the records. Oh, that's wonderful news. Congrats! Aren't you surprised? Why would I be? Because he's still alive. Of course he's alive. I never said he was dead. Chief, are you perhaps misunderstanding something? And what did you mean by getting rid of him? When we're done milking these cash cows dry, we usually sell them off to do manual labor. You know, digging up cacti under the sun on a 140-degree day and stuff.
Celsius or Fahrenheit?
Those are no good folks anyway. He had it coming. Selling them off brings extra profit for us. As for why this one hadn't been shipped off yet, I suppose it's because you arrived too soon, Chief. I hadn't gotten around to it.
Speaking of,
What about Tuco? Tell me, how did you manage to make an entire town vanish overnight? Oh, haven't I told you about that already? All the houses in Tuco were built with detachable wooden panels, with sand ships underneath. They were built that way so we can pack up and vanish whenever we need to.
though she's just giving it away.
It was my friend's idea. When you're dealing with either sandstorms or desert bandits every single day, it's really quite a practical solution. Oh, I must have forgotten to tell you about that. How careless of me. I suspect there's quite a bit more you've forgotten to tell me. Would you like me to refresh your memory? You're far more than a coerced accomplice in Tuco, Mira. At least in this incident, you were the real mastermind behind it all. What makes you think that? You kept insisting that the townfolks forced you to participate in their scam by threatening your parents' lives. But when we left, you abandoned them in the basement. Weren't you worried about what might happen to them when your betrayal came to light? The IV could still last for 2 to 3 more days. And I'm the only one who knows how to operate the basement's mechanism. No one else could get in. That was the case. Why did we leave in the first place? If the townsfolk couldn't get in, and I had already agreed to your terms, wouldn't waiting for rescue in the basement have been the safer and wiser choice? You made the situation sound so urgent that I barely had time to think. I overlooked that, I have to admit. Chief, don't forget that I took a bullet for you. If I really were the mastermind, why would the townsfolk shoot at us? I'm afraid that's also part of your plan. Your power greatly enhances your strength and reaction speed, allowing you to predict a bullet's trajectory. So when you decided to take that shot for me, you'd already made sure it wouldn't cause a critical injury. You really went to extraordinary lengths to earn my trust with that performance. Alright. Since you're already making such a bold accusation, I guess there's no point in keeping up the act anymore. Yes, the townsfolk have never threatened me with my parents, and I've never felt any disgust or wariness towards coming for a living. As for this plan to steal the hypercubes, I indeed played the biggest part in it. Why let me off then? That would mean you and the people of Tuco were in this together. There would have been no reason for you to escape. So why did you change your mind and let me go? What other plans did you guys have? Our only plan is to escape. To let the whole town of Tuco escape. Be grateful your position saved you from a grim fate, Chief. If we'd seriously crossed someone of your status, the bigwigs of this city like you wouldn't have let Tuco off easily. You guys would have wiped Tuco out like brushing away a grain of sand. So I changed my plan and decided to let you go, so you'd owe me a favor. And of course that alone wouldn't have been enough. I needed to mix lies into truth to earn your sympathy and trust, making you willingly play into my new plan. Like telling you the truth about my past and my parents, like risking my life to take that bullet for you. This way you would choose to retreat, buying time for everyone in Tuco to escape, and the heavy sandstorm that night was perfect for concealing the sandship's tracks. We had only known each other for less than a day then. How were you so certain I wouldn't go back to clear out the town first? You wouldn't, because you have a conscience. It's the easiest quality to spot in a person, and I saw it in you right away. I tried hard, Chief, to make you believe I was gravely wounded while saving you, and that there were people in danger desperately needing those hypercubes. The guilty conscience behind those beliefs drives your next move, stronger than any other emotion. I am truly sorry, but I did use you for my own ends. Your plan certainly worked this time. With your help, everyone in Tuco evaded our capture. But what about next time? Is that a threat, Chief? Just because you have me, the mastermind, under control doesn't mean Tuco will be left helpless to surrender easily. Tuco has a good leader. It is no easy prey for you. Give it a few more days or so. Unless the leader comes to you personally, you won't find even a single trace of Tuco. Either. Is that the friend you mentioned earlier? The one who hid sand ships under the houses? No matter how capable this leader of yours might be, I doubt she could stand against the FAC and the MBCC alone. Based on the evidence we've gathered, there are substantial grounds to suspect Tuco's involvement in several unsolved hypercube smuggling cases. Stealing strategic resources, disrupting official trade. Neither of these are minor offenses. With the FAC's force and intelligence network, it's only a matter of time before we pinpoint their location again. You're not going to do it, Chief. You're just bluffing. The hypercubes have been retrieved and the case is closed. You must have more important matters to attend to than pursuing a bunch of harmless small-time scammers like us.
We have resources.
Sorry, but that's merely your own speculation. As the Chief of Minos, I'm responsible for this city's safety too, Mira. Perhaps you don't know me as well as you think you do. By this city's laws, Tuco has indeed committed many crimes. And this wasn't the first time we'd scammed smugglers either. But why should we play by your rules? White Sands isn't this city. You don't get to live comfortably by monopolizing hypercubes. To survive in the desert, we must become the most ruthless and powerful predator. That is the law of survival in White Sands. Were those victims truly innocent? What happened to my parents wasn't an isolated incident. These desert bandits and smugglers have ruined countless lives. Tuco is merely acting in self-defense. Those who commit atrocities and drive others into the dead end of life are the ones who should be arrested and held accountable. Or does the honorable and righteous this city only dare to prey on easy targets like us? Take a look at this. The hypercubes that Tuco stole for its survival were also vital to other bases and shelters in White Sands. It looks like your self-defense might also be built on indirectly harming other innocent people. But we didn't know about this before, and the smugglers are the root cause of all this. Tuco isn't the real culprit. That doesn't change the fact that you were involved in it. And this city authorities cannot turn a blind eye to this. Turmoil in White Sands has persisted for too long. Severe consequences. We will take immediate action to...
Enough! Save your fancy talk. I don't want to hear it. Have any of you pampered the city elites ever truly cared about the lives in White Sands? The turmoil in White Sands, immediate action. But the truth is you only care when your own interests are at stake. And you've never done anything more than chasing the smugglers away and setting up barriers. There's never been any real arrest or control. And after driving these criminals into White Sands, you even began targeting the ordinary people of White Sands, who were already struggling to survive. You protected your interests, but what about us? Yyyy, the renowned new chief of Minos. Your great achievements have reached even us in White Sands, and we've all been in awe. A while ago, we happened to meet a young syndicate girl from Minos. She'd been through hard times too, but whenever she spoke of you, she was filled with trust and pride, as if you were the most remarkable person in the world to her. That's why I thought you might be different from those condescending officials. That maybe you would understand. That's why I decided to live with you, even entrusting my parents' life to you. But now I see it was just being naive. Mira, I'm glad you've shared your true feelings, but before you lose faith in me completely, please let me finish. I'm well aware of these problems too, which is why I've already assigned more forces to capture those roaming desert bandits and smugglers, just a few days ago. You think this will work, Mira? Chief, I didn't take you as the type to tease. So were you just trying to get back to me by scaring me? Bravo, even I couldn't tell whether you're being serious or not. Well, now you get a taste of your own medicine. As a this city official, I must say certain correct words as required by my job.
But as you pointed out earlier, this kind of rigid correctness doesn't always apply to every situation. It's easy to judge with an absolute right or wrong, but doing so to those struggling to survive hardships without having gone through them yourself is nothing but arrogant and cruel. While my duties require me to judge your actions, I agree with you that there should be a proper order of priority in how we handle this. Compared to those struggling to survive, it's the desert bandits and smugglers who sowed this in the first place, and that should be our primary targets. This should be the true purpose of my duty to judge. Chief, I'm truly glad to hear that from you. If you like, I'm willing to do whatever I can to help you catch those bastards in White Sands. After all, I'm one of the Bureau's sinners now. You can find me whenever you want. Being detained by the Bureau means a certain degree of restraint. Mira, when you first planned all this, did you already consider sacrificing your freedom for the people of Tuco? Sacrifice? I wouldn't really call it a sacrifice. Look at how things have turned out. You caught the smuggler, retrieved the hypercubes, and brought back this sinner who was the mastermind that tried to trick you. Your mission is a huge success. As for me, my parents now have access to better treatment and proper care, while everyone in Tuco managed to evade capture, for now. If I must say what I had in mind when planning this, I guess this is exactly the best win-win situation I hoped for. I'm not sure if you're aware, but detained sinners aren't free to leave the Bureau. This means you won't be able to go home, at least for now. Are you really okay with that? For those of us who grew up in the desert, home isn't necessarily a fixed place. Home is where our family is. Since my parents are in this city now, this can be my home too. Besides, I'm not that child who could only run away crying for help anymore. Nope. Now I can thrive anywhere. As for Tuco, it's not like I can never go back. I've already asked around in the Bureau. You have a parole system, right? There are quite a few sinners who already got out. I see you've made yourself at home in the Bureau. Getting along with everyone and keeping yourself well informed, that's good. However, parole has special requirements you don't yet meet. Oh, well, I'll meet them very soon. What are you plotting this time? Nothing. Chief, I'll surely follow the rules and be on my best behavior in your territory. After all, I'm counting on your approval to let me visit my hometown occasionally. It's just, who knows what the future holds? Things happen, right? I thought this might be important to you. I brought it back with me. Also, I've arranged for your temporary release tomorrow, and I'll accompany you to the hospital. You haven't seen your parents since coming to this city, right? It'll put your mind at ease to see them in person. Fuck, I'm getting tired of voice acting. Forgive me, but the last few lines I'm just gonna enjoy in silence. An hour straight on voice acting on an Aussie's accent is hard. Especially after doing that outburst.
I don't want I don't want your real desert hospitality. I've seen how Hela was treated. The chief will not enjoy it. I like that. That was really good. I like the message. There really isn't anything for me to say, honestly, because honestly, I've gone through many interrogations by now at this point, and at this point, I feel like I often end up repeating myself during these. So I'll try to keep things short and sweet for the final thingy, where I just talk about the things I know for sure are the things that I find unique about the event, about the interrogation itself. But the usual things are there. Writing good, character development good, like character lots. They spiced things up a bit again. The interrogation room was used in the very final scene. Blah de blah de blah. Shadow Blitz. Now that I know in China that the next part of the main story is coming and very soon over there. It'll still take a while here, but another thing I enjoyed about No Gang's Land that I completely forgot to talk about was the fact that it took place in White Sands. White Sands was initially a very boring place, honestly. Kawa didn't do a good job of showing how great it is, how lively and how much world building and thought is put into the world building of White Sands for the whole of Path to Nowhere. But as we learn more about Outlanders through people like Pakasi, the Chinese people during the Chinese event, they did have to cross the White Sands after all. And now here too, we learn about Tuco and just how terrible shit really are through Hela's perspective, which is an important thing because Hela is not the chief. The chief is unbound. The chief is bound by certain perspective, and the way she acts is always also bound by certain things as well. She states as much in the interrogation. Hela, being the free bird she is, made her the perfect perspective character to explore the situation outside of this city. And so far, it is giving me plenty to hate about this city itself. This city wasn't very well off to begin with already anyways. I mean, at the start, this city was literally divided. There were the small rich living freely in East Side with all their secrets and stuff. And then there was the entirety of Syndicate, or as it's known now, the West District, where everyone's just left to fend for themselves. It's still obviously a terrible place, but considering White Sands and how even more terribly, because like compared to Syndicate, or rather West District, where factions mostly do keep to themselves, and the types of fights they go through could be seen as still mostly petty, albeit still being life and death. Unlike the situation in White Sands and literally everything else that goes outside of this city, we're being given plenty of reasons right now to hate this city. I feel like that's what the main that's what Act 2 of the main chapters of this game is going to be focusing on. Since it seems to be very politically charged. Let's just say. In other words, I'm looking forward to the main chapter, I guess. And Mira's words, albeit it's framed as a good thing, but at the same time, I can't help but feel bad, but feel really irked about that messaging. The outside is bad, let's go to this place everyone else is going, where it's all great and sunshines and rainbows. Immigration. It's quite the thing, ain't it? Not gonna tell anymore because I wouldn't claim to be a professional and I don't want to say anything that I'll end up just inevitably regretting. Because I know I will regret anything I say that's bad. We're never gonna get another B rank, aren't we? See ya.
Let me sing you a little hometown tune. My mother used to lull me to sleep this way.